Hi friends, it's your buddy Matt, the Global Ergonomist here for Everyday Ergo, riding my bike along the Intercoastal Waterway near my home in North Florida. And today we're discussing divergent thinking. So what do we mean by that in terms of ergonomics? Well, let me put it this way. It seems that convergent thinking has captured our education process for literally decades. What do we mean? We talk about how the answer is always in front of you. Think of a true-false question or more likely a multiple choice question on a quiz. The answer is somewhere in front of you, so that rewards convergent thinking. But that's not often what we face in the working world. And what that does over years, if that's our only way of learning, is it causes us to always limit our thought and to look for silver bullets. And one thing you learn in the ergonomics world is silver bullets are nice when they appear. They don't appear that often. That's why we call them silver bullets. So you have to be able to address a multivariate, combinatorial, and integrated workplace and world with a multivariate, combinatorial, and integrated approach to ergonomics. How do we do that? Well, when I teach ergonomics, I teach the hierarchy of controls. By hierarchy of controls, I mean I use the 5 elements of hierarchy of controls, and when facing an ergonomics challenge, I will try to come up with answers at each level. So in other words, if I'm in a situation where I have unlimited budget, that never happens, and an unlimited amount of time to work with, I'll start at elimination, and I'll say, if I could get rid of this, make it go away forever, what would I do? Then I'll work my way down to substitution. Okay, I got some restriction. How would I deal this by replacing it? What could I replace it with? What would that look like? Then, once I've explored that, I work my way down into engineering. How might I isolate it? Is there a way I can isolate this risk so fewer people come in contact with it? From there, I'll go down to administrative controls, which, by the way, is also organizational ergonomics, and say, what kind of policies, procedures, or processes could we put in place to minimize this risk even further? And then finally, I'd look at PPE and say, how could people personally protect themselves from this risk? This process of divergent thinking is really what real world ergonomics looks like, because there's rarely silver bullets. Now, when you take this approach, there's another layer, there's a 4th dimension, if you will, and that's the time dimension. So when you come up with potential scenarios, solutions at each level, you can spread them over a timeline and you can roll them out sequentially. And if you start with the least expensive, often PPE, that can buy you time to be able to work into administrative controls. After administrative controls, that can buy you time, and by the way, buying time buys you budget. Then you can work your way into engineering controls, isolation controls. After that, there's a real good chance, by the way, that those 3 are cumulative, and you may solve your problems right then and there. If not, then you can look at replacement and substitution. And finally, if you even need elimination, and frankly, this approach I'm describing often eliminates the need of elimination, because again, these are cultural changes, these are cumulative changes, and they often make the difference over time. So I hope you find this interesting. This is what divergent thinking looks like in ergonomics and how divergent problem solving works. We'll explore this concept more in the days and weeks to come. So I hope you keep coming back here and checking in with Global Ergonomics. And until next time, this is Matt, your Global Ergonomist, reminding you to do good work get outside and play like this, and ask yourself every day, what are you working on? Okay? See you next time, everybody. Bye-bye.